Hello student, I am your APD ma'am. Today we are going to discuss a very interesting topic, that is biotechnology and its application in agricultural field. So at first start our discussion with the term biotechnology. Now what is biotechnology? Now biotechnology is a field or a concept where the biological concept as well as the technical concept is combined, and the basic purpose of these biotechnological processes is actually our need satisfaction or fulfillment of our needs. So let's start. Now this biotechnological concept can be applied in different fields. Now first one is the medicinal field, and that field is known as red biotechnology, and that field actually deal with the analyzing of genetic diseases, treatment, production of drugs, production of antibodies, etc. Now the next field is the agriculture. Now this branch is known as the green biotechnology. Now here we actually produce the transgenic plants, development of various types of agricultural processes. Okay. Now the next field is the industrial biotechnology. That means here various types of production of biopolymers, biofuels, fermentation, etc. are involved, and that branch is known as the white biotechnology. And the last one is the blue biotechnology. It's completely deal with the marine or aquatic organisms. Okay, now this is the branches of biotechnology or the fields in which we can use the biotechnology. Okay, now if we want to discuss the biotechnology in any field, it's maybe red biotechnology, green biotechnology, or anything. The main concept is the transgenic organism. That means with the help of these biotechnological processes, we actually altered our organisms, and that altered organism is known as genetically modified organism or GMO. Now this transgenic or GMO is actually a organism where we insert our desired foreign gene. Okay, now that particular foreign gene is known as the transgene, and the organism to which we actually insert the foreign gene to fulfill our purpose is actually the transgenic organism, and that organism may be microbes, plants, animals, or fungi. Okay, now the process of formation of GMO. Now there are several types of processes, but very common process is the TI plasmid. Okay, now TI plasmid is a special type of plasmid that can be found in a bacteria known as Agrobacterium tumefaciens. Okay, now the key feature of this TI plasmid is actually this plasmid. If we see the structure, the TI plasmid actually carries some special genes. First of all, the tDNA. Okay, Now this tDNA region can be inserted into the host body or host genome. And the next part is actually the Vir region or Vir gene. These Vir genes are very important for the insertion of tDNA into the host genome. And another important part is the operin catabolism, and that particular gene is very important for the production of the operin, and that operin is the growth factor which actually accelerates the rate of cell division. Okay, and that's why after the infection of the or insertion of the TI plasmid into the host genome, it causes crown gall disease, or it's actually transform the plant cells and its proliferation rate. That's why we get the crown gall. Okay, and by this TI plasmid we can insert our desired foreign gene into the plant cell. How? Let's see. Now here the Agrobacterium tumefaciens carrying the TI plasmid, and we actually isolate it, and after that we insert our desired foreign gene or DNA into the tDNA with the help of restriction endonuclease enzyme. And after the formation of recombinant TI plasmid, this plasmid is inserted into the host cell, that means again into the bacterium, and after that this bacterium is inserted into the host cell, plant cell, that is the plant cell, and the tDNA carrying the foreign gene or foreign DNA is easily inserted into the plant cell genome or the chromosome of the plant cell. That means we get the altered plant cell having our desired foreign gene, and after that the altered plant cell or transformed plant cells are cultured into the cultural medium after a certain period, and after that from that cells we actually get the transformed plant or the genetically modified plant. Now this is the basic step through which we can generate the GMO with the help of TI plasmid. Okay. Now the application of biotechnology in the agricultural field. Now as you see here, we can develop the genetically modified crops to fulfill our purposes. What are they? It's maybe pest resistance crop, maybe herbicide resistance crop, abiotic stress resistant crop, disease resistance crop, post harvest loss resistance crop, so that nutritional value rich crop, like that. So according to our need we can produce or we can alter our crop with the help of biotechnology. So let's see the production of BT cotton. Now here the BT means Bacillus thuringiensis. It's a bacterium, and this Bacillus thuringiensis is very important because it carries a special type of gene known as Cry gene, and that Cry gene produces a special type of protein known as Cry protein or crystalline protein, which is toxic for the larvae of the insects Lepidoptera, Coleoptera and the Diptera. That means by using the cry gene of Bacillus thuringiensis, we can generate pest resistant plant variety or the cotton variety. Okay, now see what is the process. Now here this is the Bacillus thuringiensis or BT, and this BT gene is actually inserted into the cotton plant cells with the help of agrobacterium. So this plant actually produce the BT toxin. Now if the larvae of the insects Coleoptera, Lepidoptera or Diptera, anyone ingest or infect the plant carrying the BT toxin, now what happened? Now after the ingestion of the plant part of the BT cotton, the BT toxin which is in the crystalline form is ingested by the larva, and inside their digestive system or the salivary gland, with the help of the enzymes, the BT toxin crystals become solubilized, and the inactive BT toxin crystal becomes activated. And after the activation of the BT toxin, these BT toxin monomers actually aggregate the toxin oligomers on the surface of the cell membrane of the mid-guard cell of the insects, and these toxin oligomers actually some channel proteins which form the pores on the plasma membrane or the cell membrane of the mid-guard cells, and that leads to the osmotic cell lysis. That means ultimately the mid-guard cells are died. So overall the larvae of the insects gradually becomes inactivated and ultimately died. So in that way the cry gene actually prevent the infection of the larvae or control the activity of the larvae on the cotton plant. So in that way we can produce the pest resistant variety of the crop. Now the next one, another pest resistant variety of the plant, but here the technique is slightly different. Here we use the RNA mediated interference or RNA interference technique. Now this RNA interference technique is actually a cellular defense mechanism of the eukaryotic cells against the virus or nematodes. Okay, now what happened? In generally after the infection of the viral DNA or the genetic material get inserted into the host cell, and there is a certain technique into the eukaryotic cell which resist or which stop the growth of the virus into the cells. Now here what happened? If we want to stop the infection of the nematodes on the plant cells, we actually insert the nematode specific gene into the plant cell. Okay, now at the first step is insertion of the nematode specific gene into the plant cell, and after the insertion of the gene into the plant cell, it expressed. Now here both the sense and antisense strand get expressed, and as they are complementary they form a double stranded RNA molecule. And after that, there is a RNase molecule known as dicer, which actually binds with the double stranded RNA molecule and cut it into small fragments. And that small fragments of double stranded RNA are known as single stranded RNA molecules. And that single stranded RNA molecules actually resist the growth of the infection of the nematodes into the plant cell. But how? Let's see. Now this is a nematode, and after the infection, the nematode actually insert its mouth parts into the plant cell. Okay, and then this siRNA actually take entry inside the nematode body through this channel, and after that this siRNA bind with the special type of protein complex known as RNA induced silencing complex, RISC, and it has a inbuilt helicase activity. That means the double stranded RNA becomes single stranded. Now the antisense RNA strand binds with the mRNA of the nematode gene, and after the binding of antisense RNA with the target mRNA, it cuts the mRNA into small fragments, and thus it stops the survivability of the nematode. Okay, now in that way, the RNA mediated interference technique can be used for the production of pest resistant plant. So according to your syllabus, these two examples are discussed, and in that way we can use the biotechnology into the agricultural field. Okay, thank you.